You know, like in the last episode, I mentioned that about the worry of not being able to do this dungeon within the 3 days cycle period. I think I will be able to do this dungeon in the 3 day cycle period because we don't have that much left of this dungeon left to do, and we're still on daytime. We're going into evening now, which is basically going into nighttime. So we have the whole night of the second day to actually go ahead and do this, and I'm pretty sure I can do that within that time. So I haven't got. So time isn't an issue right now. I'm just saying, because we have another day cycle left to go through yet, and I'm pretty sure that I'll have this all done by the final day. No problem. Oh, come on, dude, leave me alone. Don't make me get my dragonfly repellent, because I'm not afraid to use it. Right, let's get our Deku mask on. Why don't I have that equipped? That's like the main item you use in this whole dungeon, and I don't have it on my C buttons. That's crazy. This is Woodfall Temple. I'm not using my main mask that I'm going to be using in this dungeon. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Now these platforms can be really tricky to actually land properly. You just gotta have really good timing skills to actually do this. Especially with these guys being a pain in the getting in my way, being an obstacle. God, I wish you guys weren't such an obstacle. Then I would be able to kick your ass. Wait, how does that make any sense? But I'll be able to kick your ass anyway. So come over here. Come over here. Come over here. My bubbles are far. Ah, my bubbles. They don't have long enough range. They're not reaching you. They're popping before they even touch you. Oh. Screw it, why am I faffing over a stupid dragonfly? Yeesh. I'm like 50 yards away from that thing and it's not even getting anywhere near close to me, so I don't even know why I was even bothering with that thing. Let's get our mask off. There's no need for it now. Not at the moment anyway. And this creates a nice little shortcut for us, allowing ladders to actually appear on the podiums here, which gains us access to the second floor instantly, which is nice. So then we don't have to trace around the whole dungeon just to actually get to this point. So that's very handy. And there's a stray fairy in this bubble right here. Let's go ahead and get that way. Now the main room in this dungeon, not this room, I mean the first room that you actually come into in this dungeon. And I said that I had a lot of stories associated with this dungeon, and this is one of those stories. And the funny thing is, it's kind of associated with the stories in some concept, because when I was 8 years old, I was really into my literature, and I used to write a lot of things, and my creativeness was very, very good, and I'm still very creative in my literature. But I stopped because my PC, my desktop, got taken away, and I had a lot of work on there that I did, but I never printed it all off. And I know it's kind of sad that I didn't get to print it all off, because I'd be able to read some parts of it to you guys. But I used to write stories. I used to write storybooks, and in my free time I used to. Like, after I come home from school, I'd work on what story I was writing up in my room, because I used to have my own desktop in my room back then. And well, that guy went down easily. Damn. But yeah, I used to sit in my room and I used to write stories, and most of those stories I got ideas from Zelda, and I kind of made a story about Zelda in some way. I used Link as a character, I used Navi or some fairy as a character. I think I made her name up, but I can't remember what I called her. And some parts were taken from Minish Cap, and some parts were mixed with Majora's Mask, and I kind of got all these ideas from these games. And basically what I did was create my own story of The Legend of Zelda. And if I actually showed that to Nintendo, that would have given them fairly good ideas for a new Zelda game. But basically all I can remember about writing stories of Zelda games was the first room of this dungeon, believe it or not. And I don't know why it was the first room of this dungeon that made me think of this, because what I was writing was the first dungeon in my story, and I kind of described the first room of this dungeon, but instead of using bows, like those black things, instead I placed choo-choos in there, and I described how like Link was worried that he had to go in and, because this was like his first assignment, you know, quest, and was to retrieve some emerald from this cavern, and I kind of described the first room of this dungeon to be that first room. I was very creative, but I can't remember what I wrote, because I wrote loads. And I used to write plays as well, but I gave that up, because I wasn't interested in writing plays. I was more interested in writing stories, because it was my own piece of work, and I felt kind of connected to it. And the more I wrote, the more I got excited about what I was going to write next. Like what was going to come into my mind next. And all these ideas would come from my mind, and it's very good that games give that kind of effect in those kind of ways. Like, it gives a strong effect, like a strong feeling, because when you play a game, if you play a game series for like many years, like say if you started playing Zelda since the first Zelda game, and you played them all the way through from the first Zelda game to the last Zelda game, and you played those games several times, you feel connected with that character, and you feel connected with that story, or that specific story of whatever game. Like, I'm very connected with this game because of how emotional it is, and what kind of impact it has on you when you play it. Because it's a very sad, depressing story. And I'm rambling on way too much. I'm not even talking about the game here. Oh god, we got Frog on me. Frog, get out of here. Yeah, we showed you who's boss. Oh god, now you got your little cronies after me, huh? And that's the funny thing, my auntie has 3 turtles. I think 3 turtles. Yeah, because I think they had babies. And yeah, and there goes my iPod, damn it. My iPod went off. Someone's messaged me. I'm scared. I'm gonna call the cops. Because I'm being messaged at a very inappropriate time. And I need to get my bow and arrow out and not use my bubbles. My bubbles are nothing. Yeah, that's child's play. Why are we using bubbles? That's a childish item to use in such a badass moment. Right, let's get off. Stick your mask on again and do the same thing that we've been doing, which is going underground. Ow! Couldn't you at least say excuse me? That'd be more polite. Oh man, I just skimmed you. I just scraped you. Alright, let me get my bow and arrow out again and just repeat the same process. And this frog is toast. Warm, buttery toast. Alright. Yep. Make sure he doesn't ram you again. Get under, get under! Oh man, I was under that! I was pressing A. And you saw that I was pressing A because I was spinning. And I was on top of that thing, like precisely on top. That's what she said. And I don't know why I didn't go into that flower. Damn, I got so ripped off then. Yeesh. Eat lead! Damn, I got him right in the leg. Oh, cute. That's kind of cute. Frog appeared. Yeah, but those frogs become very important in a majorly huge side quest that will come later. But I'm not going to get into that until we actually do it. Because it's kind of hard to explain, and it's something we haven't come across yet, so I'm not going to go into that because it will contain spoilers. And I'm not spoiling anything here, so... I spoiled enough by mentioning Great Bay Temple in the first video of this dungeon. even though I shouldn't have really said anything about that, but I'm not sure if you guys know about the Great Bay Temple or not, so sue me. I'll sue me. I'll sue myself for £500,000 or dollars. £500,000? What for? What could I sue myself for? I don't know. What would I sue myself for? For being a lazy fat ass, maybe? Alright, let's shoot this torch. Hey. That was right on target. Normally that's very hard for me to actually get accurately. You know, shoot through the torch accurately, but man, I managed to actually do that first try. Yeesh. Shish kebab. The funny thing is, I only found out like a few months ago that there was actually such thing as a shish kebab. There's actually a food called shish kebab, and I didn't know that until like recently, and I felt so stupid when I realized that there was actually a kebab called shish kebab. I thought it was just like a stupid saying that people said, like a meme, but no, it's actually a food. And I really honestly didn't know that until a few months ago. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, you can all laugh at me. You can all laugh at me and my idiocy, because I am very idiotic. Nah, but I honestly didn't know. God. Like, I wasn't sure if there was, but... Okay, now stop trying to cover yourself up, Lewis. Yeah, yeesh. Alright. Come here and, you could get this with your bubble. This stray fairy right here in this bubble. You could get it with using your Deku Bubble Blast, but it's easier to actually do this thing with using your bow and arrow. It's because to be honest, come on, you gotta admit that the Bubble Blast as a Deku Scrub is so inaccurate. And you'd be sat there for hours actually trying to get that thing when it would be much more easier to use your bow and arrow. And that's the more sensible thing to do. And I'm not getting the stray fairy for some weird reason, because he's stuck on the other side. Stuck on the other side. Come round to me. Come on. You can make it. You can make it. Believe in yourself. Go over. Fly over. Yeah, use those wings. Use those wings like you've never used them before. Come on. God, he's not going over. Alright, so I'm going to have to go round then. Oh, great. Wonderful. Thanks for making me go the long way round, jeez. Can you at least just fly over that thing? It's not that tall, you know. Right, I'll come round then. Link to the rescue! Well, it's not the first time he's ever been on a rescue mission, is it? Saving Princess Zelda for the 15,000th time. Right. Now we need to get onto this flower-like structure in the middle of the room. If I can get onto it. Now this is probably the hardest part of this dungeon. I know I said that this dungeon is ridiculously easy in all of its entirety, but seriously, this part of the dungeon is so ridiculously hard if you have really bad aim at this. And I tell you, you could be sat here for hours doing this on a keyboard even, but I did it first try, so yeah. But if you're on a keyboard and try and do that, you might as well just give up and just throw in the towel. Because seriously, you'll be sat there till Kingdom Come trying to shoot at that thing. But anyway guys, I'm going to end off the video here because the boss door is right in front of me. And we're going to go ahead and fight the first boss in this game in the next episode. And a very epic one and funny boss in some ways. But you'll find that out in the next episode. So, yes, until then, this is NDM saying thanks for watching and goodbye. Yeah, have a good one. And see you all in my next video.